Across the world, accelerated computing is really the best way to do more with less. The ability to roll.
And we are live. Hello, everyone, and I would like to welcome you back to Major Investor. And we're going to get this party started uh, with a few little comments. The first of which is, oh, how is everybody? And welcome to another edition of SHIB. And what we're going to talk about, um, and we'll get the little ball rolling fast. Okay, so the burns are in, and they are huge from last year. 364 days, and I believe the number is 81 billion. So we burned over 81 billion tokens in 364 days. Now, with my challenge, I'm hoping to make that 81 billion every single day, but I need the help of the SHIB community to do that. Now, in order to get this going, I need a few subscribers, obviously, a lot more than what I have right now currently. And that's my promise to you, is that I'm going to burn off 80% of my checks. I have two accounts, so we can burn twice as much if I got twice as many people. I can answer all my questions based on the one channel. But I'm promoting both channels. One's the Major Aerial Drone Services, and then the other one is Major Investor. I already set it up on my on the company for the burns. On $5, we're going to be asking for additional from people, and then we're burning $4.50 of that. So that's 90% of the take, and then the rest of it's kept for administration fees and setting up the burn wallets, keeping track of all the money that's collected, and then put on the burn. And we're not going to do it on every single transaction. That would make no sense at all, because I'm going to get flushed with fees. So we're going to do a withhold of 24 hours to 48 hours. And then the next day, within 72 hours, we're going to do the burn live. And that's the same thing with the channels. Once I get the checks coming in, we're going to wait for the checks to come in. And then I'm going to show you the amounts. And then I'm going to burn off 80% of them, just so that everybody's on the level. Okay? So there's no discrepancies. And I'm going to be very, very, very clear and transparent with it. So whenever I get a check, if it's a monthly check or if it's a biweekly or a weekly check, we'll do it weekly. If it's a biweekly, of course, it'll be every 2 weeks. And if it's a monthly check, it's going to be a month. So, uh, like I said, I'll show you the checks. I'll cross out the name of it, of course, even though you know my name already, Will. And I'm your host of Major Investor. Now, with this type of investment, like I said before, the disclaimer. We'll get this out right away. And I'm not putting a scroll on the bottom of it telling you the 5-second flash. I'm not an advisor. I'm not your broker. If you want to get advice on it, you're good luck with that, because it's under a cent. Anything under a cent is extreme risk. They call it pink sheets for a reason. No analyst will cover it. They might buy it, they might trade it, but they're not going to give advice on it. They can't. It's highly speculative and not very rewarding for them either way. The reason why I'm promoting it, I'm a holder, just like everybody else is following. I would hope. If you're not, I hope you get in. But again, I can't tell you to buy it, sell it, do whatever you want with it. It's your money. Do your own due diligence. I'm here to give you information on it and educate you so you can make the best decision you can for what's available to you. Now, without further ado, we'll get right into today's session. Today's session is about the burns, of course, and how we can achieve bigger burns. I talked about this before. If you had baseball cards and hockey cards, I went all in hockey, and then I talked about baseball cards. So I got a little carried away with that. I hope everybody understands the concept of it. If you have a rookie card of Bobby Hall from years ago, it's worth $1 million. Over $1 million. I think it's 1.4 million that Wayne Gretzky and the owner of LA Kings have. I think it's 1.4 million or 1.5 million at this point. That's what that hockey card's worth today. Now, it's only because it's in very mint condition and it's at the rate that it is, and it's very rare. So, like the Wayne Gretzky rookie card, I think it's like almost $1,000, just over $1,000 right now from 1984. Guys, is that correct? Anyway, you guys get the point. There was 5 million of these cards or 20 million of these cards back in the day. Now you're lucky if you find 20 of them in mint condition. People just are careless, right? I'm careless too. When it comes to small stuff, those cards sit in a pile with other cards. And of course, those cards are plastic and they burn because they have acid, like an acetone to them. So they burn holes into the plastics and they turn yellow. And when they turn yellow, they get discarded. So there's all kinds of interesting and avoidable things to do to prevent those cards from turning. I think you get the point though. When I'm talking about depleting coin, like SHIB is a depleting coin. So when you learn about SHIB and you look at it and say, we burned 81 billion, but out of 589 trillion, that's nothing. Hold on a second. Everybody's got this mentality that it's nothing. It is something. And you're thinking that it's nothing is that's what the people are telling you to sell it because they want to drive fear into you. But you know, and I know, it only takes a matter of time before it catches on that not only can you buy it, but you can hedge against it. My company is going to send $5, every $5 additional. It don't cost me nothing to do this, right? I'm going to $5 additional for every contract I get. I'm going to burn $400.50. It costs me nothing to do this for you. And it benefits me because I own SHIB. So it drives my market cap up, my revenue stream up, and my wealth for credit. It goes up because it brings up the price of SHIB. Only if the community gets behind it. You understand? If you don't get behind it and form an allegiance, it doesn't mean anything. And that's my 2 cents worth on it. And I hope that you guys get it. We'll go into a few little things, little minor things, and then we'll stretch on the fact that the Shibarium news came out today. Was very positive. They're doing the documentation and they're crossing their I's. They're crossing their T's and dotting their I's right now. And then they're putting the dashes in places and they're still following through with the Shibarium logo. And we are hoping that every single transaction that happens above and beyond on the SHIB network, that there will be companies that do the exact same thing that I'm doing. And it makes sense for them to do it. The brokerage companies, like I said before, hedge fund managers love companies like this. They love companies that offer a way to hedge it. So not only would you be able to put your puts on it, you could always leverage against it by shorting it so that you're protected on both ends of it. You're making twice as much money on the downturn as you are on the upturn. So that's the whole point of it, right? So you don't get wiped out in the process. This gives them the opportunity to buy it, hold it, and erase or eradicate the remainder. So our goal as the SHIB community is to burn off the circulating supply. Our circulating supply isn't this amount. Okay? This amount. That amount right there is not circulating supply. It says circulating supply. This is being held and used. $15 trillion. 15 trillion coins is being used to stake it. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to anybody? That means it's being held. So that is being held above and beyond. Okay, so it takes away from the 589 trillion. But this changes every month or every week or every day. This will change with this. Okay, well, if this gets if people take it out of the stake, it goes straight up in your circulating supply. This is what you want to times your 65% by. That will leave you 224 trillion that's in circulation right now that is not being held. that is being traded on a daily basis. That amount has to be eliminated in order for you to see a price rise in SHIB. Or they have to be convinced that SHIB is going up. 81 billion coins, guys, burnt. It didn't even move it didn't even go back to where it was a year ago. What does that tell you? And we started with 9 zeros. Because it started with 9 zeros, they increased it by a zero when it first started. And then Vitalik Buterin turfed 410 trillion into the dead end wallets. And when he did that, I don't know if I can bring it up for you. Right there. Now, this is the burns to date. Okay. So it doesn't really count for it, but he only burned 410 trillion. So the 391 billion is what we've burned in 2.5 years. 45 trillion of his 90 trillion that he had left went to relief for India during the second wave of COVID. And India is buying SHIB. Okay? But the country hasn't decided if they're going to take SHIB on as a currency. If they do, there's over 1 billion people in India. And the burns will be fanatical because there's so many of them. And they would have to buy a mountain of SHIB. I'm talking probably around 300 trillion to 400 trillion coins. That means that they would have to go in and buy it from the whales because there's none available. There's not that many coins available for them to buy to take on the currency because there's so many people in India that they would have to consume that and then have show of hands to put into the community. Now, how would they do that? Major cities. All the major cities with banks, big banks, would be able to get those and then trade off into a SHIB debit card. And then how hard would it be to put out a debit machine in every single outlet? The company would do that based on the amount of SHIB that they would buy. And then use the currency that they're using, SHIB currency, or Shiba Inu coin, would have to be implemented on the card. So if they got paid in rupees, they would have to translate that rupees into SHIB. And then every time they touch the card to go and purchase gasoline, every time they go and get a pack of smokes, a Coke, go to a restaurant, an outdoor restaurant, every time they go out, they have to use their card. Once they use their card, it sets a burn portion of it on every single transaction. So even if it's only an eighth of a cent, 1 billion people an eighth of a cent, and it's happening every hour, on the hour, guess how many SHIB they're going to burn, right? Per day, it's going to be probably around 900 million SHIB every single day until it catches on. And then once more and more come on, more and more burns come on. And throughout all India, they'll be burning it like it was even there. Because eventually they'll be buying bigger and bigger things. It drives up their ruby. The ruby starts to rise. Because all this is being burnt off. That's their currency. That means all their debt is being eradicated. It's being erased because of the Shiba Inu coin. That is the power of SHIB. That is the power I'm trying to tell you. That is where you're going to make your money. That is why I'm telling you, once it catches on, it's infinite how much this could go. Because it's going to eliminate and provide equity to those that bought it and using it to burn it. Because there's so many coins outstanding. Yes, there's so many coins out. You know how many people that can help out right now? You have any idea how many companies that can help out? And that's what I'm trying to get to you. And why am I not a few people? Like I got 31 viewers. I got 1 extra subscriber out of it. Not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's a slow process, right? No one believes me. But that's the truth of it. And I don't know how else I can tell you. The more you have something, The more of it you have, the less it's worth. That's absolutely true. But when you lose half of your supply, and 65% of it is being held, minus the 15 trillion right now, leaves you 573 trillion. 65% of it is being held by us. And then the rest of it is being utilized and manipulated and controlled by emotion. And you can tell that because of the price. And the price is right here, 1080, which is way off from where it should be. Because if you look at half, it should be sitting at four zeros, 4500. That would be half. But 65% would be 4972, I believe. 49, so 4 zeros, 4972. That's the mean, okay? So it doesn't go above that. It doesn't go below that. It stays right there until we burn more. If we burn more, it move up. Probably you have to look at the fifth digit, right? So you'd look at 000, 4 zeros, 49729, right? Or go 4978, right? It won't move up much if you burn only 100 million coins. Like it doesn't really. It's a drop in the hat, but it would still move up. You understand? Like it would still accumulate. It should never descend below that. It should always stay there, right around that 4,600 mark. Now, market volatility goes up, market volatility goes down. But that tells you right now how undervalued SHIB is currently. What else do I want to get into? Besides Shibarium coming out, it's one step closer to coming out. And they promise to burn on every single transaction, which is going to be interesting to see just how much we're going to see them burn. And we keep going back to the burns, keep going back to Shibarium. What else can we talk about? I had in here the news, SHIB news. SHIB had some interesting news. It got delisted from the USD Binance department because of lack of investing. And they blame that on market trends. There's a lack of investing into it, so no one's trading it. So if everybody's holding it, that's the other problem. It doesn't get enough hold, they get rid of it. They turf it because they're not making any money off of it. But you know how they would change that around? We're going to incorporate a 25-cent burn associated with SHIB. So we're going to, every single transaction that we do, whether it's SHIB or not, we're going to burn SHIB. Everybody flocks to SHIB. Everybody wants to own SHIB. Because now an exchange has put themselves out there saying that they are now going to burn SHIB on every single transaction. So if they do 1 million transactions, holy crap, that's literally 250,000. 225,000. Hold on. 25 cents on the dollar. So that's 25%. So if they did 1 billion, yeah, that would be 250,000. Right? Or 250,000 sent to the burn. That would be transferred to the dead end wallets. That would be a huge number, right? If it was at this rate, it would be in the billions. Like literally burning billions of coins, if not hundreds of billions of coins per day. So that would be huge, right? And everybody would agree with that. Then you have 2 exchanges coming on. You know where I'm going with this? It goes 3 exchanges, 4 exchanges. Because once they find out that each of these exchanges are going to make money because the SHIB community is going to be wanting to jump on board each of these communities to burn more tokens. Of course, if it benefits me, I'm going to do it. I'm going to jump in there. And I know because you own SHIB now, on your own, you're owning SHIB, you're building that security. Now there's confidence in their cryptocurrency. into their marketplace, right? They're secure now. They now have the money to pay everybody because of SHIB. So therefore it builds confidence. That confidence in their exchanges helps their economy, helps their aspect of it, and builds the cryptocurrency to where it's supposed to be, where it's supposed to give confidence to the coins. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm like, if you don't believe me, the SHIB is the way. The SHIB is the way. That's because it does exactly that. It gives confidence to the investor saying that it's not going anywhere. In fact, it's going to beat all the other coins because it's depleting. And it's depleting at such a fast rate because now we have 10 exchanges on board doing the exact same thing, trying to keep up with the other exchanges from doing it in the first place because they're the ones with all the money now because he bought it at 109, 14080. And the more they do it, the faster it burns, the more money you make. And that's the bottom line. And this is Will, your host, wishing you all the best. And God bless each and every one of you. And Jesus loves everybody. Live long and prosper, everybody. I'm looking forward to the next video that we can put out. And without further ado, we'll cut it short right there. We'll say adios, amigos. And I'm looking forward to doing a live and getting the burns going for you. Because the faster we can get this going, the more money we can burn, the faster we can grow, guys. And because I'm going to burn it, you're going to see it. It's going to be doing it live, and you're going to be able to watch it on MajorAerialDroneServices.com channel. You go on there. I'm going to have the burn wallet associated with it. The burn wallet's also going to be on my YouTube channel and on Twitch. And I'm looking forward to seeing you get this thing off and running and being with you the whole way there so we can make even more money and make this year the best year ever. So without further ado, I'm going to call it short and we're going to get things off and running for the next go around in the next group of videos. Until then, cheers, everybody. Live long and prosper. Anu. Spock, right? Anyway, that's my take on it.